Marwa did a live stream yesterday night and something is not adding up. Every time there is conflict, the same pattern appears. There is drama, there is victim narrative where Marwa positions himself as the victim. In the video that circulated online, it was very evidently that Murimi attacked Ernesto in Ernesto's piece of land. Gintu was there. Marwa came to the scene with some goons, and Marwa played to be the victim. Marwa went ahead and gave wrongful information to police officers that Gintu wanted to beat him, and Marwa called the police so as to arrest Gintu. In that live stream, there is a victim narrative. There is talk of court. There is fundraising, and now there is talk of getting a firearm. Pause right there. Why is a YouTube dispute escalating to legal threats and even discussions about guns? In Kenya, firearm ownership isn't something casual. It requires strict background checks, psychological evaluation, and approval from authorities. So when a content creator starts talking about applying for one during online drama, people will ask questions. Leaving that aside, Marwa himself cannot get a firearm and a driving license because he has visual problem, and that is one of the things. That is why Marwa does not have a driving license, and still Marwa cannot be in a position of getting a gun. Near the end of last year, money was raised for a court case. Up to today, where is the public update? Now reactors are the new villain. Critics are the enemy, and the victim card is back on the table. Remember, Gintu himself was made the sacrificial lamb so that Marwa can justify himself that he took somebody to court. Today's discussion is not about hate, it is about pattern recognition. Let's break it down calmly and logically. Watch these clips, then let us dive into today's discussion.
You go and look for where you belong. Here we want to preach peace, but if people are coming on our way, we will take them to court like that. And also, probably soon I will apply for a gun, very soon, legally. I will apply for a gun. So, you know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this amazing YouTube channel that goes by the name Maxwell Lumumba Africa, a village content creator born and raised in a village setup where, for those who have seen how the struggles of being a villager can be seen publicly on videos, let us support this YouTube channel. Let us subscribe, let us like, let us comment, and let us share this video to other individuals. Let us remember to turn on the notification bell and watch my videos till the end without skipping any ads. Let us show love to this YouTube channel. Let us give this video a like. And today we are going to talk about something serious. We are going to analyze what happened during Marwa's yesterday's live stream, the victim narrative, the court fundraising, the Reactor blame game, and Firearm statement. This is not hate. This is not emotion. This is my own analysis from what is there in public domain. Because when someone goes live and asks public for money in the name of court cases, threats, and protection, we have to pause and examine the pattern. History matters. Consistency matters. Transparency matters. Let us break it down calmly and logically. Let me talk about the script that was already set. When I watched that live stream, I asked myself one biggest question. Was this spontaneous or was the table already set? Because the structure was familiar. Step 1, introduce danger. Step 2, position yourself as the victim. Step 3, introduce enemies. Step 4, mention legal action. And step 5, mention financial need. We have seen this format before.
As I'm telling you, if you feel you want to help Marwa to fight people who are fighting him, just write me an email and say, Marwa, I'm sending you $1,000. This one will help you to deal with the court cases and things like that. By that is, you'll have 100% supported my cause. Yes.
We have seen this pattern before, where Marwa positioned himself as the victim. We remember the situation in Grandma construction site, where it transmired for the Gintu's arrest because Marwa claimed that Gintu trespassed and attacked him in that Grandma construction site because Marwa needed someone as a sacrificial lamb. Near the end of 2024, there was a fundraising for a court case.
Villa is very quiet. It's a quiet place. Let's start a legal fund for everyone lying. Also, that's something I'll consider. I'll ask you guys also to support me. We can contribute and we use seriously that money, so that if I don't use that money, you guys will ask me, Marwa, where is that money we contributed? Where did it go? So that actually we can see these people go. Yes. And I'm telling you, if, for example, somebody is abusing me in my village, I will start the case in Mombasa. So they will have to travel to Mombasa, which is like 22 hours by bus, to go and attend a case.
Money was received, but up to today, there has been no clear public resolution or documented outcome shared with subscribers, apart from Gintu being used as a sacrificial lamb. And that is where the question begins. When you ask people for money in the name of legal battles, transparency becomes mandatory. Subscribers are not ATM machines where they just produce money because you want to take somebody to court. If money is raised for court, people deserve updates, and there is nowhere Marwa has accounted for that money. And that is not hate, that is what I usually call accountability. Let me speak about playing the victim. Now let me talk about the confrontation involving Gintu and Ernesto. From the clips circulating online, we saw Morimi attacking Ernesto, Marwa confronting Gintu, Marwa telling Gintu not to record him, and here is where the contradiction appears. Marwa is a content creator who has filmed thousands of people across multiple countries. Public streets, villages, families, private individuals. Yet, when a camera is turned or tuned towards him, suddenly filming becomes a problem. That is inconsistent. It is very evidently that Marwa did not want his own subscribers to see him as an evil person, and it was very much justifiable. Anybody who comes near to Marwa, I actually recommend them to film a video, because Marwa knows how to play a victim. So you cannot build a career on filming people or others and then demand immunity from being filmed yourself in a public confrontation. That is not how it works. If you film, you can be filmed. Equal standard. There is nobody who is bigger than other individuals. Let me talk about the threat outside African story.
If you choose to watch Marwa and enjoy Marwa and positive content on the internet, choose it. But I don't want you to watch negative content and then bring it to my inbox. Today, I would have shown you some guy threatened to kill me, actually. But I think, I don't know where he's from. I don't want to give a name. But he's not from Kenya. He's not even from Africa.
Another moment that actually stood out in that live stream, he mentioned that someone outside Africa threatened to unalive him, but he refused to say who. Now, think about this carefully. Marwa has an history of publicly calling out critics by name. When he feels attacked, he usually addresses it directly. So why this time vague? Why no screenshots? Why no identity? Why no police report shown? Why? A threat is real, you document it. When a threat is serious, you report it. But when a threat is mentioned without details, it becomes part of narrative. And Marwa himself is good in formulating narratives. And the narrative supports the victim position. That's why people are really questioning. Let me talk about the court cases and the fundraising. He mentioned previous court issue with Gintu, where me myself, I usually say that Gintu was as a sacrificial lamb.
Wait and see. You know me, I know the next time I will take someone in the court, he will not come out. And he knows, because the judge told him. Yeah. Somebody says I was arrested. Were you arrested? Nothing like that. How can you be arrested and I'm here? Yes.
He said, this time you won't withdraw the case. Here the issue. If you previously raised money for court and later withdrew the case, that should have been transparently explained. If you ask again, people will remember. Subscribers are not foolish. Pattern build perception. If fundraising becomes a recurring theme without visible legal progress, it damages credibility. That is why people are calling it history repeating itself. Not because they hate you, but because they observe and patterns talk about. Let me talk about reactors as enemy number 2.
How can you be arrested and I'm here? Yes. It's because you are watching negative reactors. Someone like you, sorry to say, your problem is watching negative content, my friend. The more you stay away from those people, you'll have a peaceful mind.
Marwa himself says reactors are the reason why his channel is stagnated. He says reactors are villains. He talks about arresting reactors. But here's the irony. Marwa himself is a reactor to people constantly. He reacts to YouTubers, he reacts to non-YouTubers, he reacts to family, he comments on other creators, he critiques, he analyzes, he exposes if reacting is a crime. Then, what category does he fall under? You cannot condemn reactors while being one. That is hypocrisy, and our audience can see that. Marwa should change his channel name from being I Am Marwa to be Marwa the Reactor, because he is now becoming the reactor number one. And it is very evident. Look about the history. He came on camera and talked about Mama Ann's family, where he claimed Baba Ann is a drunkard. Baba Ann wanted to unalive himself. Recently, I did a video talking about Marwa, talking about the language of the poor. And he came on camera and talked about somebody being hospitalized and ran out of the hospital. That is criticizing somebody. Let me talk about subscribers, decline, and blame. Every YouTuber channel experiences up and down. Today you can be having good views. Tomorrow, no views at all. My hand is getting tired. Tomorrow, there is no what we call views. So when you look at the growth pattern, for those who know how the growth patterns looks like, there is a time for growth, there is a plateau phase, there is a decline, and there is a what we call the inventation. But blaming reactors for stagnation ignores something very important.
An environment where you are meeting low life individuals. No, you're coming to visit the boss, Marwa. You come here, we have some good food, you walk around the village. You shouldn't involve yourself with these low life individuals. You shouldn't. You shouldn't even watch them. Yes, if you love Marwa, watch Marwa. If you're bored, watch my sister. If you're bored, I have David Jr. If you're bored with that, I have my people, Getiriva. Watch them. Huh? If you're bored, go watch my older videos. You learn something.
Audience evolution, viewers change, interest change, and content trend shift, because people subscribed to Marwa's channel because Marwa used to do videos about romantic videos, and that is why especially the single men subscribed to that YouTube channel to see how Marwa was very vigilant and he can even seduce women on camera. So if a channel slows down, the solution is innovation, not creating villains. Go back and travel. Rocio is not yours. You should go back and travel. Go back and do the romantic videos, and you'll be getting a lot of views. Blaming reactors may energize loyal fans temporarily, but it does not fix content strategy. Let me talk about Firearm statement. Now let us address the Firearm statement carefully and responsibly. He said he plans to apply for Firearm. In Kenya, firearm ownership is highly regulated under the Firearms Act. Applicant must go through background check, psychological evaluation, police clearance, and demonstrated genuine need. Approval by the Firearm Licensing Board. Medical fitness is part of the evaluation. So visual impairment alone does not automatically disqualify someone. However, licensing authorities assess whether the applicant can safely handle and operate a firearm. That decision is made by the licensing board, not YouTube viewers. But here is the bigger question. Why is a firearm being discussed? If threats are real, law enforcers exist. Marwa is known of bribing police officers. Marwa is known of using police officers for self-gain. It is very evident on the video that I uploaded yesterday, where he called a policewoman by the name Jacinta so as to come and arrest Gintu. So if village conflict exists, community elders also exist, chief exist, court exist, escalating theoretical or rhetoric to firearms increases fear, and fear strengthens the victim narrative. Let me ask you that. If you get a firearm, do you want to tell me that you're going to shoot somebody because he is not in good terms with you? That is what I'm thinking about. Let me talk about village conflicts. Village dispute can be resolved through dialogue, chiefs mediation, family elders, amicable settlement. Turning every confrontation into a YouTube saga creates unnecessary escalation, and when cameras are present, performance become part of the situation. There is more dramatic to the narrative, and the stronger the engagement, but drama has consequences. Let me talk about the pattern of public falling out. Look at the list of people he has distanced himself. Minhawi Nikobuda. Actually, Marwa ostracized these individuals and told people that you are not supposed to be seen near those individuals. He even claimed that Mayugno betrayed him. Look at Ivan Tuas, Michele Ponte, Christmas List, Gintu, Mogesi, Alex, Makori 17, a lot of people. So when conflict repeats with many individuals, eventually the question shifts not only about the villagers, because from that list, some of the people are villagers, some of the people are the countrymen, and some of the people are international friends that belonged. Actually, they were friends to Marwa. If everyone else is the problem, or is there a pattern? Leadership requires what we call introspection. Yeah, the positivity brand.
Go to the police. I'll take you to jail. We go to court. Yeah. So, but you see, that is not what my content is about. My content is about positivity. My content is about building. My content is about supporting people. And I don't want negative comments on my Instagram, you telling me about a reactor that you saw. Instead of saying that, send me $500 and say, Marwa, this $500, anybody who brings shenanigans to you, use this money for your lawyer. Use this money for the court process. Just like that. But don't tell me, oh, you know.
He brands himself as positive, as uplifting, as building, but positivity is not declared if it is demonstrated. Helping someone from your own pocket, that's positivity. But there is nowhere Marwa has helped somebody from his own pocket. He uses subscribers' money to help people. So, building quietly, that is positivity. Encouraging without attacking, that's positivity. If positivity is mixed with constant conflict, the message becomes diluted. And I've talked about Mama Ann's situation, where Marwa actually blended Mama Ann's situation to something else, and he has even reacted to non-YouTubers. And we have seen that where he talks about families, private individuals. So when creator with large platform comments on non-public figures, power imbalance exists. That's why consistency matters. If critics and other public expect critique publicly, and that's why reactors are reacting on you. Let me talk about legal reality check. Can reactor be arrested? Only if they break specific laws. Defamation, harassment, threats, and false accusation. Criticism alone is not illegal. I've been criticizing him, and that is not illegal. Opinion is not illegal. Analysis is not illegal. There is nowhere I've walked one morning, then I've gone to the camera, then I say that Marwa has done this, that, without showing out the receipt. I don't bring accusations, and that is not illegal. And fundraising must always be transparent to avoid suspicion. This is not hate that somebody can tell me that I hate Marwa. This is pattern recognition. When someone repeatedly plays victim, mentions threats without evidence, raises court funds without visible outcomes, blame reactors for stagnation, talk about firearms during content dispute, people will question, and question is not negativity, it is accountability. If Marwa wants to silence critics, the solution is simple. Transparency, consistency, peace, and growth. Not violence, not drama, not fear. Because in the end, the audiences reward authenticity, and authenticity cannot be manufactured. Style up. Not because we hate you, but because leadership demands it. Thank you for watching. Let us elevate this YouTube channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing this video to other people. Turn on the notification bell. I also have another YouTube channel that goes by the name Vibe with the Lumumba. Let us support that YouTube channel. Let us show love. Let us support all the channels. Goodbye for now. Let us meet in the next video. Goodbye.